Wrong one, my bad.
Thanks for watching, guys. Shortest stream in the world.
Good evening and welcome to the Sunday Night Takeaway Show, episode 35. Apologies about that just a minute ago. I know things were bad for West Ham, but I didn't want to end the show too early. Obviously, as you can see, I've got some panelists with me at the moment. There is some more going to be joining us as we go on. First of all, I'd like to introduce Matt again from Up the Cherries. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, no, good, buddy, and thanks for having us on.
It's good to see you not gloating too much, which is great to see. And welcome back on the show. It's been great having you as well. Fuzzy, how are you, mate? I mean, another one that's got smiles on their face.
Yeah, I mean, it's as far as my predictions for Wednesday, it was my team actually gave me maximum points. My team, my beloved team, actually benefited me with my prediction. I said 2-1, they went 2-1. But yeah, a shame about YouTube not quite yet being contractually obligated to hit the live button for it to count. You have to actually do the show. Yeah, you can't screw me off. No, I did touch the live button, and that's my service to YouTube done. But yeah, I think we know where you'll be on Wednesday, though. In the which zone you'll be in.
Oh, I've already done that. That's already done. That's ready to go. That is. But yes, I know. I'm definitely in the ugly section. There's no two ways about that. I mean, we should be completely out of the picture altogether. But we'll talk about that anyway. But as usual, let's say to our good people into the chat. Start off with Henry, as always. What a weekend! Yeah, Liverpool, great result for them as well. Another one left it to the last minutes. Evening, Matt. Yeah, only Hot Fuzz will be smiling tonight. That's better than being a wet drip lately. Ooh, hello. Good. And we're saying, but it's nothing new. Here we go. Refs are rubbish. I need to go to school and relearn the rules. And Mike Oliver is just, I've run out of names for him. Yeah, we're going to talk about some of this refereeing business.
Have you called him Eric yet?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've cleared that many names.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Yeah, Kudus was stupid for raising his hands, though. And now he's, absolutely, Matt. He's now missing 3 games for us, which is great. Hopefully, it will mean this guy will get a run at Somerville because that's something that's needed, that's for sure. And he was good, I must admit. Yeah, absolutely, Henry. Which I'm happy about, but we need to play Solar instead of Pac-Man. Yeah, there's a few things that should have happened in that game. Pac-Man got another daft booking. He doesn't want to be there. It's clear to see. Yeah, well, I think he might have things on his mind with this betting thing. It's been the best for you in terms of entertainment. Tadebo before yesterday. Yeah, Fuzzy was talking about that early on before we came on. And I've always, Son running ragged for the 4th goal, though. Dear. Where was the Pac-Man from last season? Well, there was no betting involved this year, so last season he was doing better, wasn't he? Big up Markle, Chelsea FC. It'd be interesting to see your views and your game. Big up Tony in the panel and everyone in the chat. We'll watch later after my F1 watch along landed, guys. Thank you very much, and the same for you as well. And then we're saying source for your loss. Big up there. Thanks, Fuzz. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next week. Good evening, Lenny. Hope you're keeping well. Hi, Joanne. I hope it was good with you as well. Yeah, absolutely, Adamo. No, good to see you as well. Hi, Joanne. Arsenal are shit. Arsenal are shit. No, Arsenal are shit. Apparently, they're Arsenal shit. Evening, Jeff. Hope you're well. Evening, Tony, Fuzzy, Matt, and the chat.
Big up. Mullen Lounge.
Hi, Pain. Evening, Russ. Evening, everyone. And Henry. They're all saying hello to each other, which is good. Good evening, Words and Pictures. Good to see you as well. Joanne saying King Mikel Terence won't be in here tonight. He'll be hiding in Arteta's nest. What's he got on his head? Yeah, definitely the Ugly section. It will be, yes, definitely in there. Good evening, Mama Flossie, and evening to the chat she's saying as well.
Big ups,
good.
Mama.
They're all saying like each other. Nice. Good evening, Michael, please. Evening, crew. We are now known as Donut FC. No centre in our team. Kudos could get a 5-match ban, respectively. Yeah, because obviously they could reassess. Bunch what you did, that's for sure. Good Mateo, yourself, big up mine and the chat. Hammers have an entire ugly section of their ground. And big up to Lee Football Dad's Army. Good to see you. Hey, long time no see. CPFC Paddy. Evening, folks. Ooh,
Paddy. It's not here yet.
Yeah. What the hell, mate? I know. Yeah, look, he's the Yedos, mate. I know. And another one we haven't seen for a while. Good evening, Nick. Hope you're keeping well. I think it's all going well in your new place. I threw my fuck like in the bin. I can't get hard on because of the shit loppy ball. And good evening to Colin as well. Evening, Tony, Fuzzy, and Matt, and everyone in the chat. Tony, don't be surprised if Kudos gets 6 games banned when the instance gets reviewed, which is a possibility. You never need to get sleeping tablets, guys. Just watch Arsenal.
Or Man City, to be fair, they're quite good to getting you to sleep. Because same old, sideways, backwards, and sideways again. And sideways a little bit more.
Arsenal shit. Did Anthony's trying to break down again? Oh, Gunners and Bristol Rovers. Yeah, it wasn't good for the Bristol boys either. Both teams lost. Pick up Gunner Matata. The tractor got stuck in the mud, Mama Flossie's saying. So I've not been around. I love you. Either been sick or had a lot on here. Have Channel 4 on Tuesday. Hope that's good. Well, it's good to see you around, mate. And hope all's well. That's the key thing for me. Next question. Someone needs to eat more carrots. Well, something I want to show you guys. It's something I heard during the week. It's the next kind of fashion fad for next year. And who's going to be buying these?
Definitely not me. And I've not seen them yet.
One-legged trousers. That's going to be the craze for next year.
Really?
Yep. Karl Lagerfeld and a few others and that. They're all going in for this one-legged trouser phase.
Yeah, not my cup of tea, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see if that catches on. But
well, yeah, I don't know, mate, because I've already started cutting up some of my trousers now. I'm going to go into work like it tomorrow, so I'm setting the trend early. So
yeah, they'll send you home. They'll just be like, "Nah, get out of here with that." Well, you can work from home permanently until all of your trousers have 2 legs.
Oh
what
man,
is that about?
I mean, what would you call them? A trout or a zer?
But I saw the price for one of these, and that's with one bit of cloth missing. But when you're going to pay £330 for a pair of these trousers, or whatever you want to call it, that's absolutely crazy.
I don't know. Never be friends with a fashion icon, I tell you. Never. Don't try it.
Absolutely, Mama. It's good to see you back, Nick Fulton. We did wonder where you were, absolutely. And we just got to wait for Steve as well now, Mama. And that's the show thing. Good evening, Mama Flossie. They're saying like each other. And he's missed all of us as well, which is great. Oh, yeah, of course. Gary Neville is a crap pundit.
According to Liverpool fans, not Gary Neville, the other one. Jamie Carragher's a crap pundit as well.
You got to bottle those, Mama Flossie. Matt's asking. Paddy's saying maybe the wheel fell off the tractor. Actually happened to a mate, by the way, taking his girlfriend to the prom. Jesus. Good evening, Henry. Oh, so one-legged training bottoms for football players. That's the one. Well, you might say, Jerome, with some teams and that, the arse fell out at the bottom already by the looks of it. Let's bring him in. Good evening, Jez. How are we?
Sorry, I'm late. Sorry, I'm late.
No worries, mate. You all good?
Well, yeah, I'm all right, mate.
Bit of a silly question to ask after our weekend, but we'll get there. We will get there. He wasn't wearing one-legged trousers though. One-legged trousers. There he is. I can Fuzzy will buy a pair and he'll show us on the good, the bad, and the ugly show. You never know, Anthony.
I already show you sleeveless shirts.
Can't you just cut a lock off your jacket? I've already done that, Paddy. Yeah, we do. Yeah, absolutely, Mumbo, I agree on that. Big up to AFC always as well.
There you go, mate.
And they all sound like a diff. If you look at Loppy's history, it's clear that he's been sacked at nearly every club he's managed, and there's nothing in his record to suggest he's capable of turning things around when they go bad. Yeah, it wasn't good. Just going to catch up with some of these comments. Occasionally things start off okay, but it's always end badly. Every time he hits a rough patch, it leads to a sacking because he can't turn it around, even when given the right time. Now things are going really bad for us, and he doesn't think the ability to fix it. When he's done well in the past, he's always been right at the start of the time by club, but he's never been able to. Go on, Nick's going really on this one. He's been away, I know. Recovering from a bad spell. Given that his track record shows he can't turn things around, what's the point in making the club and fans suffer any longer? His history over decades has shown what's likely to happen. So why keep him in position? I know what see there. So just going back on that, I mean, what do you think about this Lopetegui situation? I mean, there's certain West Ham channels and people already saying get rid of him, get rid. But we've just signed 9 players, 10 with a loan, and you've got to try and get these players to gel. It's not an easy one to do. I mean, I don't think any manager, even the likes of Pep, would probably struggle to kind of bed everyone in at this stage. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, interesting, I have to say, but who am I to talk? After yesterday, I don't think I should have an opinion on anything, really. To be honest with you. But yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know. I just think I'm just not sure he's the guy at all, to be honest. But time will tell. Time will tell.
Yeah. Well, there's already rumours banding around that we should be getting in Thomas Frank to replace him.
Possible.
Getting the usual suspect. Yeah. How long do you give him? How long is a piece of string? This is the question. Well, if you go with Arsenal and if you look at Man United, they're definitely holding on to their managers. I mean, every time Ten Hag looks like he's going to get the sack, they seem to pull it out of the bag.
Yeah.
I would say much to the rival fans' dismay, but I think they're actually kind of delighted that we're keeping him for longer. Yeah, it's like treat Manchester United fans like mushrooms, keep them in the dark and feed them on shit. Literally, just when they think all hope has gone, little lifeline, and then they'll pull the rug out.
Yeah, because Nick's saying here as well, like if we could see Loppy making non-retarded tactical decisions, not playing players out of position, not losing the dressing room. Apparently, there's been arguments behind the scene. Brentford, for example, that kind of says it all, really.
Yeah, I can't lie. I think with the Lopetegui is definitely somebody that I was question marks over his tactical approach, his managerial decisions, how he handles things, and not just that, but the controversy he's had in his career. I think it was with the Spanish team where he went to Real Madrid first, and then he was with the Spanish national team like after a couple months or something. and then was very quickly sacked from there due to something that happened. He went and did a, dare I say it, a Big Sam, the Spanish Big Sam Allardyce, gets in there, and somebody does a bit of digging. It's just like, oh no, what's this? And yeah, P45s in abundance. But I think just the way in which he's had all of these players come in, I suppose maybe some people might try and push the narrative that it's, oh, look how many players he's got to work with. He's got to give him lots and lots of time to really get to know who's who and how each player plays and what the best team is, how the best which selection of players work well best like for each other and figure things out. But then at the same time, it's like, but it doesn't really excuse full, complete, and total annihilations in the way that we've seen a couple of times already this season for West Ham. They've got enough quality to go toe-to-toe with a team like Tottenham Hotspur, but then you just see the way in which that they just get slapped up. And it's like first half, it's like, yeah, that's what you want to see from a West Ham team like that. Getting a goal away from home, making it tough to beat them. The defenders doing their jobs individually. Get to the second half, it's like everything's gone out the window. It's like just what was the manager's message at half time for it to just go so terribly wrong? Complete 180.
Well, I think it was the second goal that Son scored. I mean, they caught us on the counter there because we pushed up. I don't know, virtually the whole team pushed up by one defender, and it was just we got caught out on that, and Son just had the freedom to the length of the pitch. And obviously, he finished it. Yeah, we was but tactically inept in quite a few areas. And the second half, I mean, you just got to question what the hell was going on there. The first half, Spurs had a lot of possession of the game, but we defended fairly okay. I wouldn't say we was great at what we was doing, but still, of all things. I mean, you get Spurs saying, "Oh, it was West Ham's cup final yesterday, and they lost. They lost." But I mean, there's a couple of comments there Nick's putting about Moyes, because not being funny, we're saying Lopetegui's come in and he's more defensive than Moyes. So work that one out. Someone that was quite defensive in the first place, you bring someone in that's more defensive and more than anything else, he plays the same way as Moyes.
It's funny because I remember when you guys appointed him, I kind of said West Ham fans should probably be careful with what they wish for, to be honest, because he's no different to Moyes, is he? If anything, like you say, he's probably worse in terms of defensively. Bizarre. I thought he was bizarre to bring in at West Ham, to be honest, and I can't see him lasting very long. I mean, normally when you bring in as many players as West Ham have over the summer, it's similar to Bournemouth last year when we brought a fair few names in and new manager, and you got to give time to gel and start working together. But I just can't see this guy turning things around at West Ham, to be honest.
He's thinking too much, Matt. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's made the team suffer because of it. I think. When you look at the Kudos situation yesterday where he got sent off, for me, I think that was more, that's down to pure frustration.
Yeah. When I saw that on Match of the Day last night, you could see the player was clearly frustrated with obviously what's going on. But I mean, but who would you bring in if you got rid of him?
Well, fair enough. I mean, Fuzzy already knows this as well. I mean, I've already said from day one, when Moyes was kicked out, we should have gone for Thomas Frank. I said that before, even the room was being spread around. I would have, because I like what he does at Brentford. He actually is not just the case of he gets the try and get the best out of the team. He's also one with the fans, so he makes it a good community, and that's what you want as a football club, basically. That as well. Then you've got your 12th man with you every single time. But with this guy, I mean, I've already said Drew's out for me because what he's done with the past with Wolves, like the Spain, the Barcelona thing, big question marks. This is David Sullivan at the end of the day, so that just kind of tells you what it's all about, But we have to pick up the pieces. We have to move on. I said what we should have done when it was the international break from that Ipswich result that we got. That's when you work on building the confidence in the team and building that ready for the Spurs game, and then onwards. I mean, we've got Man United next, so
Don't worry, it's not the daunting sort of game that you're thinking it is. Lopetegui, if there's any game that Lopetegui's going to get more time and give the West Ham fans hope, it's going to be against us. This is it. Every single team that's in trouble, you got a manager that you want sacked, come play against Man United. I'm sure they'll buy him an extra month or two's worth of time in the job.
But yeah, I mean, third off, Joe. Big up to Daniel coming to Spurs. Good result this week, and of course, then and fair play to these boys. You deserve the win at the end of the day. When I was on with you yesterday, it was quite obvious you deserved that. But let's move on to you boys at the bottom there, Jez and Matt. I mean, Jez, I'll ask you this first of all. Did you see that result coming?
No. I predicted a 2-0. But in fairness, I did say on another stream, it might have been my own, I can't remember, we do come unstuck at Bournemouth. We have done it in the past. So I said this could be a banana skin, right? And I was proven right. I'm sorry. Rubbish team, rubbish manager, got basically taken apart, and well done to Bournemouth. You deserved it. You were the better team. Let's be honest. 1 goal on target. 1 goal. Shot. I should say shot on target. That is, and everybody's crying about it. Oh, this making excuses, as the Arsenal fan base always do. Well, maybe people, if we'd actually wake up and smell the coffee and actually realise that we should have bought a bloody striker, a proper striker, in the summer, then we might not be in this predicament. Oh, and all those people out there, right, you little arse-wipes, that said, Arsenal are going to go invincible. Yeah, that's out well, isn't it?
Quadruple.
Yeah, all those quadruple, Champions League, Premier League. Yeah, and then we got all that with Preston coming up soon. That'll be an interesting game. And next weekend we got Liverpool. So, hello. Oof. But Matt, congratulations. Well done. You deserved it more than Arsenal. We were shit at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, from our perspective, obviously we're very happy. But yeah, it's one of those games where this week I spoke to TalkSport this week, and I thought there'd be a lot more goals in the game. I personally predicted 2-2, to be honest.
3-2.
That's again.
I went 3-2 to Arsenal.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, that score line would have been more realistic, to be fair, as well, because I thought both sides would get goals, because obviously we both play high press, and I was surprised really that we managed to keep a clean sheet yesterday, to be honest with you. But yeah, when you look at it, when we had like 13 shots to Arsenal 6, with them only having 1 on target, it was nice that Arsenal had an off day. Let's put it that way.
An off day. Seriously, an off day. 0. That is the worst performance I've seen in a long, long time. And to answer a little Russ there, no one said Arsenal could go invincible. Go and watch Julian, mate, AFTV. Start the season, second game in, Arsenal are going invincible. There you go. Fact. Go and watch it.
I mean, I'm just going to go back to some comments. Obviously, going to try and catch up with the chat. But there's one you said about a forward. I mean, same with here, but usual suspect put it up. Somebody's one perfectly for us. missing out on John Duran basically will eventually cost Lopetegui's job. Because if we had put £4 to £6 million extra towards this player, we would have had him. Even though I think Colin said they moved the goalpost at 60 million. But as you know, for Wilges, if you've got no one to put it in the back of the net, it doesn't matter how good defensively you are. The other team scores more than you, then that's all it comes down to at the end of the day.
We've got a mutant here, this Russ. I don't watch AFTV, Russ. I get the quotes. Fact. I don't watch AFTV, all right? So don't come in here talking bollocks, because at the end of the day, I do not watch AFTV. I've got no time for AFTV, but I see the quotes, all right? So now go back to bed, all right?
Not to mention people will go and start saying, "Oh, did you see what this person said? Did you see what this person?" I don't really care, to be honest.
Nothing.
Say it to get it off your chest, and so that you'll leave me alone quicker.
Yeah, Muppets, mate.
Colin's asked me, I'm beginning to wonder whether Loppy's style of play and his setups are actually suited to the Premiership. I'm also wondering whether he actually the right players. Got the right players, it's down to the manager's tactics. That's the problem we've got. I mean, at the end of the day, I think most of us know Souček and Paqueta shouldn't be starting. Put Somerville out on the left. You've got Rodriguez in there. You can start Sola. You can have Kudos in there as well. Job done. And that's all it comes down to. And once you've got that, then you've got more of an attacking option. Matt, you need to make the most of this stream as Jizz is here. You guys beat Arsenal.
I think I don't want to rub it in anymore.
Yeah.
Carry on.
No, go all the way. Go the whole 9 yards.
You carry on. I've got the raw side today.
Well, as you said, mate, you've been on these other channels kind of thing, and that you've been mild mannered and that. This is your release. Go on, get it off your chest. Get off your chest. That's what you're doing.
I promise you, Matt, I won't fight back as well. What is there to fight back about? Let's be honest. We're shit. You know?
Jeff saying you need to put a caveat on any manager's selection. Sully will not buy a manager, so fire away with replacements. They need to be available. Sully won't consider them. Yeah, very true, Jeff. That's a good statement. That not be needs just fat lumps across the pitch. Tall, strong, fat lump of a player in his whole 11. Yeah, because what I don't like seeing from West Ham at the moment is a lot of this long ball. Never used to do that. Now we're seeing more and more of it. Afternoon, Lawrence. Hope you're keeping well. And good is saying about Arsenal. We're shit. End off. Stand out. Arteta out. Edit off.
Said it all.
They're all asking that question, Matt. So they sound like each other, which is good. Interesting what Paddy's put there, though. I tell you what, Arsenal didn't look up for it yesterday. Bournemouth weren't clinical either, or particularly creative. Great free kick, though. Was it?
Yeah.
It's the thing I always felt like about this Arsenal team as well. And it's one that I've sort of had that concern about them for a while, is that from that season where they're like 80, or like, what was it, 94% of the season in first place, they were like relentless intensity, controlling games, high press, recycle possession, constantly camping on the opposition's box, shot after shot after shot. And it was the most relentless thing you'd seen from Arsenal for a while. Second season, dropped intensity, a bit of a... So sometimes you're controlling the games, other times a little less control. This season, it feels like they've slowed right down. Right down. And the fact that they have got the points and the results that they have, I feel like maybe a little bit of luck has been on their side. But there's got to be some point where that luck has got to run out. At some point, they're going to come up against an opponent that's going to have them at 6s and 7s, or better yet, they're just not going to feel the incentive to push for that result, because it's that's the team that's come off the back of international break. It's not like they had a midweek club game where the starting 11 from the midweek game in Champions League, for example, played 90 minutes and they go into this game and they're all knackered. some of them have had rests. So it makes you wonder.
I mean, just to quickly touch on that comment from, was it somebody, Paddy?
Oh, CPFC Paddy.
Yeah.
That's it. That one. I've got to say, his comment there is completely spot on, to be fair, because Bournemouth weren't clinical yesterday. I mean, that's been a problem for us this season, obviously, since losing Dom. Obviously, we've brought in Even Nielsen, who's still settling in. He hasn't hit the ground running, really, apart from one goal against Saints. And we weren't overly creative yesterday. It wasn't our best performance that I've seen from a Bournemouth side, nowhere near, in fairness. I think this is probably just making Jez's evening worse, to be fair. But, you know, we weren't really, you know, on our top form yesterday. So, I mean, his comment there, he must have watched the game because he's absolutely spot on from a Bournemouth perspective.
No, it's good. It is true. I agree on that. Lawrence saying it comes down to leadership on and off the pitch for West Ham. We're missing that right now. No chemistry and proper tactics. I made a comment. I think you've already heard, Lawrence. You know, for me, as much as they've given Bowen captaincy and it seems to be well deserved, I think it also is affecting his game because he doesn't seem to be the same player at the moment. He's not running like he normally does at defenders. I mean, he was lucky to get that cross across the box for Kudos to score the opening goal against Spurs. But other than that, in the last couple of games, he's not looked great at all.
Can I just say on that one, is he a leader? Do you think he's a leader? Because I don't think he's kind of leader quality, is he? He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. He's a great player. I love Bowen.
Yeah.
But is he the man to be the voice on the pitch for you? I don't think he is. You just need that kind of player to do his job, don't you, really?
No, I agree on that, Matt. I think if you look at it, it's more the case of, you know, he's one of your star boys, and you know, obviously there's clubs that are kind of circling around, and maybe this is a way of the club thinking, well, we timed out to a captaincy, and that surely that's going to make him stay. But yeah, I agree on you. He's not a leadership material. You could say maybe motivator, maybe yes, but not as a leader. There's no kind of leadership qualities in him. But then when you look throughout the squad, is there anyone at the moment that really stands out as a leader? This is the big
yeah. When you look through your team, I can't really pick of anybody that stands out as someone who would really take the armband. In all honesty, yeah, I'd see a point.
Possibly Kilman, possibly.
Yeah.
Evening, Richard.
I'm just reading a comment there from Richard. Yeah, mate, I did lose it a bit. I won't lie. Oh dear. Yeah, I did, mate.
Yeah. Football Dad's Army Lee's saying, hey, Tony, Anthony wind him up. He sent me a link. Lee, you're more than welcome to come on. If you want to come on, bring yourself in there. At least it gives, Jez a bit of Arsenal company. That's the key thing. Usual suspect saying the vibes and body language coming from Kudos is like he just can't wait to get out of the dodge. Yeah, I think it could be the case. It could also be frustration, like I said. Considering how we've been playing the last couple of seasons, and then you see this slot coming in, it's very hard. Richard, even it's a bit strange Arsenal lose their first game and that's not on here. I don't know what you're alluding at, Richard. Yeah, but he was in the background at one point. 3 managers: Lampard, Novax, Potter, Lowe, Xavi, Mazzari, Allegri, Terzic, and more. Yeah, it's true. Let's bring him on. Good evening, Lee. How we doing?
Evening,
man.
So, if you want to know, this is Lee from Football Dad's Army. You got Jez, you got Matt, Hot Fuzz, and obviously my good old self.
I know Jez. I know his channel. I've seen loads of it.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, man.
I watched a bit of Jez watch along yesterday. You should have had a swear box. It would have been overflowing. Well, after our game against Spurs, go and have a look at James at the 20 zone. He would have actually thrown up the swear box. He kicked off big style, and he didn't stop for 20 odd minutes ranting and raving.
That's the same.
Yeah. Nick saying, did you know Tuchel was the second best cup record at 73% win rate in cups whilst managing English club? I look forward to him managing England. Yeah, it should be good. I think it's going to be looking, should do well. Only Guardiola has a better win rate. Jamie Carragher is a shitter puns at the devil. What a Liverpool fans say so.
I think he's a disgrace, Jamie Carragher.
Well, yeah, after what he
He
did.
shouldn't be on telly after spitting at that Man United fan, the little
Yeah,
girl in the car.
yeah,
Scumbag, in my opinion.
that's truly. Yeah, Colin's saying, Tony, I'm sorry, but Lobby needs to go now to try and save our season. It's not going to get any better. Where was Bowen as captain yesterday? He should have pulled off Kudus away and calmed him down. Yeah, this is what we just alluded to, Colin. Being a leader, they're the things you do. You nip it in the bud straight away. You see, it's all about the structure. Jesus. Doesn't matter who has the armband. The best teams had leaders in every area of the pitch and didn't need the armband. It's true. You have a spine. You do have a spine. Jez is a better punter than here, right? That's for sure. Agree on that. When did you start ranting, Geezer? I'll have to go back and watch that. Not me. You wouldn't hear the end of it. I started ranting a Raven.
It was a Saliba sending off. I went mental. Absolutely lost it. I didn't stop probably till the end of the game, to be fair. But,
to be fair, I think that was out of the three. I think that was the one that was most justified. The one that I was least pissed off about. I was upset about it. Don't get me wrong, but the Declan Rice one and the Trossard one was shambolic. But that one you can half justify it to a certain extent. But if the referee would have shown the red card straight away, I would have accepted it more. But it's the fact that he went to the screen, changed it, upgraded it from the yellow to the red that pissed me off more than anything. Because why is it what is the point of having a referee if every decision they make is being
that's exactly my point.
Re-refereed by a VAR? It's a fucking disgrace, mate. Sorry for swearing.
You might have a referee on the park, right? You might let's let the VAR run the game now, because the linos do nothing. The ref is like too frightened to make a decision anymore.
Exactly.
Right. So just let VAR run it. And
Chris Kavanagh again, isn't it?
Yeah. Just let them run it. And, automate the game. It's bullshit, man.
I know, Chris. Sorry. Chris Kavanagh was today's game I watched. Sorry, it was a
I can't remember what game it was. I think was it Howard Webb at our game or was it at the Bournemouth game?
Howard Webb was at the Bournemouth game. I done a little thing on that because he looked like in his ear, didn't he? He was looking at his phone. He was like as if he was saying, "No, go on." No,
I was going to say, yeah.
And then he ran over to the screen. That looks a bit suspect. I know it's a bit of a what do they call it? Conspiracy theory or whatever the word is, but I thought it looked a bit suspect as well, man. I don't believe it actually happened really, but it did look a bit suspect. He shouldn't give.
Was it Howard Webb?
Howard Webb sitting in the crowd, he looked like he was on an earpiece and he was on his phone, like looking like that. It looks a little bit sus, didn't it? Really.
There's that one, Tossin only gets yellow. He must have not been in the stands at Anfield. Yeah, no, he's at the Bournemouth game because, that was the thing that came to light that he was communicating for the earpiece and apparently he wasn't talking about the sending off kind of thing. He was talking about something else. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well.
Good evening, Tony Fuzzy and panel. Good evening, Arsenal Manic. Hope you're well.
Good evening.
Yeah, both our teams got well. One team got humiliated. The other one disappeared. Bless you, whoever that was.
That's my little daughter. My little girl over there.
One
team stunned, but she's
in the second half. Tosin's fault was the same as Saliba's, except Saliba sees red, Tosin sees yes. Kudus needs to be smarter than that. 86 minute with a deserved red card when the match was already decided. It now costed the team at least 3 matches. He'll be out. Right back there. But Timmy's saying, going to average in the morning. Nice. He was saying, I'm sorry, Arsenal were an absolute disgrace yesterday. And there was no one to blame but themselves. I mean,
absolutely, that was poor. That was poor. Before the sending off, even before that, they was shit, mate. They looked like they was all fucked, all knackered. They looked like they'd been running around for 90 minutes before they started the game.
What did you make? I mean, a bit of honesty from Declan Rice. He said, the last 3 games you've managed to get away with it. So this one's caught up with you.
Yeah, I just think they was all tired. I think it's surprising how much we missed Saka because I didn't think we'd miss him. I think we'd done all right without Odegaard, to be fair. But Saka, we didn't know what to do without him on the pitch for some reason. I can't see why. I can't see why. I know he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I do like him, but he blows hot and cold a little bit for me as well. But it's surprising what an influence he's got on that team at a young age like that. It surprises me, man.
I mean, like, just when you look at the Saliba, and I know Jed's in his show, I'm just going to bring Anthony in because he's finally repaired his tractor and he's managed to get himself in here. Evening, Anthony. All good, mate? In your show, Jed, you were saying about the send off for Saliba was a little bit harsh. I mean, would you say? I mean, they classed it as being the last man.
Yeah.
But I think it's the case of if he didn't put his arm out and carried on, putting his arm across the player, he might have got away with that. I think that was the problem.
Wouldn't have caught him. He wouldn't have caught him.
Yeah, I think that's
he wouldn't have caught him. That's what they're saying. He wouldn't have caught up with him. Another defender wouldn't have caught up with him. Although it was just over the halfway line. He had a long way to go. They're assuming that Saliba or another defender wouldn't have caught him. So it stops a goal scoring opportunity. Basically,
but the thing is that's where, in my interpretation of that law, they got it wrong. You cannot assume in football. Right?
Absolutely.
The fact is, if you actually look at that, I've rewatched that about 20 times. He was nowhere near the ball. The Bournemouth player I'm talking about. He was nowhere near that ball. Right? If he was 1 or 2 yards in front, the ball's in 1 or 2, 3 yards in front of him, I would say, yeah, I agree, all day long. But that ball, right, was nowhere near him. If you look at the flight of the ball, I don't believe, unless that Bournemouth player is Linford Christie, I don't think he was going to get that ball at all. Be honest. I don't know how fast he is. Matt, you can tell me. You're a Bournemouth fan, right?
He's quite pacey, but he wouldn't have got to that.
No, I don't think so. So you've got to interpret that. The referee actually gave a free kick, right, and then gets overturned for the fact, well, you've got to review this. And everyone here, everybody in the chat, as soon as the referee goes to the monitor, that's it. And that's what I was so annoyed about, was because, yes, it was a foul, right? But was it a clear and obvious goal-scoring opportunity? I don't agree. I do not agree. Because, yes, if the ball was 1, 2, 3, 4 yards in front of the Bournemouth player, I'd say, 100% right. But the ball wasn't. That ball was still in flight when the incident happened. So how do you know where that ball's going to go? So, no, I don't agree with that decision. And that is why I went mental on my stream about it. I think that's a poor interpretation of the law, because the law states it has to be a clear and obvious attempt at goal. Right? It didn't happen, in my view. That's my view. A lot of people have called me out about it, said you're talking shit and you're a melt and all this and all that. I don't care. At the end of the day, I really don't care. At the end of the day, I think it's a bad interpretation of that particular part of the law.
What do you think about the penalty?
That was a pen for me. That was a pen. I see it.
I'm not having it was a penalty. See, I disagree with you on that. I agree more with the red card than I do with the penalty, to be fair.
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough.
I don't think that was nowhere near a penalty. He never touched him. He never touched him. He made a meal of it, the attacker, in my opinion.
The problem is, what you got to look at, Lee, is the fact of when he went down, one thing that Raya did, same thing like with Saliba, that his arm went out a bit further, and that's when he caught the player.
I don't think he touched the player.
You have to watch it again. Watch it again.
Touch it.
He went down. At that point there, there was nothing involved in there. The player was going, but Raya's arm went out, extended out just a little bit further, and that's when he's caught him.
Okay.
Caught his left foot.
That's what they got
to be fair as well, he had his worst game in an Arsenal shirt, Raya.
He did. Not a good game.
He had a terrible game. Terrible game as well. The only player that had any credit in that game, I think, well, there was two that I thought was after. They were still poor, Declan Rice and Gabriel. The rest of the team, if you want me to give him a player rating, they'd all get 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
Absolutely, mate, because they was all crap, every one of them. Marino was shit.
Awful.
What's the big fuss about him? He was fucking useless.
His third choice, isn't he? You know, the third choice signing he made.
But you also have to question the tactics in the second half, mate.
The tactics as well, the formation. Why did he change it? Why did he go back to the 4-3-3? What the 4? He was playing a 4-2-3-1, weren't he? This most of this season, and it was going all right. Why did he change it? Like he done with Villa last season at the Emirates when we dropped Havertz into midfield to make room for Jesus coming back for injury, and then we lost that game 2-0. Ultimately cost us the title. Man.
I mean, I'm just going to move on to the next one with the red card thing, because apparently there was 5 send-offs yesterday. But you know, when you look at we had the same situation like you. It was a yellow card first of all, the Kudos one, and then of course they're saying, you know, some people are blaming the media for getting involved, and then before you know it, they reviewed the situation, and then from being a yellow gets rescinded, and it's a straight red. But I mean, like, you know, where is it now? I think Jeff's put it there. You know, no excuses for Kudos. Kicks the bloke twice, because when he's on the floor, he's literally kind of rubbing both of his feet up along Van der Ven's body. He's trying to clean his boots as he's doing it, basically.
Yeah,
but the one thing you never do, and I'll say this to Jez. Jez knows this one full well. The one thing you don't do is put hands up in someone's face. As soon as you do that, it's ta-da, you're gone.
See you later. Bye.
Yeah. I don't like this VAR. I liked it better the old way. I like the goal line technology, you know, because the watch buzzes if it crosses the line, the ball. I like that, but the rest of it, all this VAR, I don't like it, man. I liked it better the old way.
Unfortunately, it's going to change in January, so just remember that. It's changing in January again, so get used to that as well. It's going to be like what they did in Euros.
Semi-automated,
yeah.
I've heard that.
It'll be funny. I mean, you know, when you look at today's game, I mean, like Jez said about, like, you know, once the referee goes to the screen, you know what that normally means. But look today. When you look at the Liverpool game, the Jackson goal, is it offside or not offside? That was clear and obvious. But when you look at going back to the Man City game, where the referee actually kind of made the decision, you know, for Stone's goal with Silva in front of the keeper. You know,
Silva put him off, backed into him, didn't he? But then he ducked out of the way.
That's obstruction. It's still obstruction, in my opinion. That goal should not have been allowed.
We're guilty of that, though. We've done that.
I put it in the chat, Lee, didn't I? I said it was wrong. I said he was obstructing him, and then it took the keeper to push him away, which he nudged him to nudge him out the way. Yeah, and with that was it. Stones headed the ball, bang, straight into. He didn't have no chance to save in that. That was obstruction. That was, and that shouldn't have been allowed, as far as I'm concerned.
Wolves, I think, literally the last season as well, had exactly the same goal. The exact same goal. Disallowed from their perspective, which would have been their winning goal in the fixture last season, and it was overruled. So, what are the rules?
Isn't it? They get all the luck. It's like they get Fergie time as well, don't they? They get Pep time. They get all the luck in the world. Stones again. He equalised against us after that battle we had with them at the Etihad. Stones again pops up with a winner against Wolves. I thought they played really well, man. I thought they deserved that game. They deserved at least a draw there.
Yeah, I agree on that one. I mean, look, Paddy's put it here. Look, I'm not sure the refs are against Arsenal. It's bad for the league, and Man City winning every year. The refs are just crap. We know the standard is poor. It needs to improve. But a long time since we're going to see that.
We had a solution for that, though, Tone, didn't we? When we said about, why don't we send our refs out to Europe and get the European refs over here for a season and see how it goes?
Yeah.
All them refs out there, they don't get the same grief as what our refs get from the fans, do they? I've not heard if they might do. I'm not sure, to be honest, but I don't think they do. I haven't heard anything like that.
Not in the top leagues, they don't, and those fans are way more extreme.
Of course.
So if they get hard done by, that's the sort of country where you see fans storm the pitch to go after, try and kill the ref or something. you see it from those like lower division like videos in those lower division games in like the more rural countries, right? Where the referee makes a decision and then the players are just like, you know what, that's a madness. I'm going to kick the shit out of you now. And it gets swarmed by all the players and they're just punching and kicking the referee. It's just like, you know. So,
I mean, hopefully they never happened to Jez, but I remember one game, you know, it wasn't my team.
Jez will fight back. he'll be taking names.
Well, this might be a bit further than that, Fuzz. Basically, it was a team that was on the next pitch to us. He got sent off, and we're still playing our game. And next minute, you could hear this car. He'd got in the car park, got in his car, and literally drove onto the field and tried to mow this referee down.
Yeah.
Police come along, obviously arrested and everything else and that, but yeah. And Mrs. has got him on all fours in the bedroom. She must be doing what Bournemouth done to Arsenal yesterday and taking his cherry.
No, I doubt it, Rich. Yeah, I'm here. I'm not on all fours, am I?
Sitting on a cushion, though.
Arsenal said no cushion. No disrespect to the cherries, but I bet you an Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Inter, Juve, Barca, PSG, Bayern, etc. wouldn't have lost even with 10 men.
I think we should still be beating Bournemouth with 10 men. Arsenal.
I mean, you know,
I think we should still be beating a team. All due respect, you know, I don't really want to sound bad against, but we are supposed to be levels above Bournemouth. To be fair, to be honest, runners up in the league. I know we should have been winning it. I know we need better. We need trophies, but we should be an elite team. Bournemouth, you know, they're like mid-table team.
We were shit. We were absolutely
terrible
shit yesterday. And you know what? We're the ones that's challenging for the league, right? And the way Bournemouth played against us, it looked like they were the team that was challenging for the league, not us.
Absolutely.
Not us at all. And I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, I popped in, like, you know, obviously late into the show, but I mean that I agree with what Jez said with the sending off. I don't think it was a sending off at all. You know, they say he was through the goal. He was like 40 yards out away from goal. He went nowhere near the goal. So if anything, it should have been a yellow at the least. It shouldn't have been a sending off. Then I hear but I put it in the chat, didn't I, Lee, as well, in our WhatsApp chat about the penalty. Yeah. Personally, I didn't think it was a penalty, and that's my opinion on it. That's my view. I don't think it was a penalty. But on the first goal, when Christie scored it, a lot of people were saying, "Well, no." But actually, when you look at the replay, and I was watching it before I come on the show. When Christie was actually stood in the D around the 18-yard box, you had Martinelli actually in the box, and he wasn't looking around. He didn't even pick him up.
Yeah.
So, in all fairness, it's like what I said. It was Martinelli's fault. That goal, if Martinelli there, if he actually seen him, turned around and looked at him, at least ran in and put the player under pressure. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Or actually marked him, Christie would have scored that goal.
He was standing. He was facing the corner taker instead of being side on as well.
Exactly. So, do you know what I mean? So, if that didn't make sense to me. So, in all fairness, that Bournemouth first goal. I mean, fair enough them scoring it, but I got to blame Martinelli. You got to.
It was a good goal, though. To be fair,
good goal.
Definitely sending off. No covering defender.
This is what I heard because they're saying that he was the last defender and. It's just they keep changing the rules anyway. I think, do they? They keep changing the rules in favour of the referees anyway. I think.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you've got to realise, whatever way you look at it, the referees are always going to make bad decisions. And
but then leave it up to the referees to make bad decisions.
But at the same point,
go back to this
your team has got to go and do a job as well. regardless of that, you're always going to get a game where you've got a 12th man. Yeah, but as a team, you still got to go out there. And as you said, Lee, you've finished twice so far this season, the last couple of seasons. This season, if you're not careful, you're looking at third or fourth at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, because Liverpool. If you look at them today, the fact of you've got Villa doing very well at the moment. It's there in the mix. I mean, Spurs, okay, they got the result.
Even Chelsea, I know they lost today, Chelsea, but even them.
You can't deny these things. So when you look at it, I mean, yes, we know the decisions at some of these games. Look at last season. There were several teams that should have, Fuzzy's already mentioned about Wolves. I mean, how many times did they have goals disallowed against them when it should have been, they should have stood? This controversy is not going to go away. And unfortunately, until we get some judicial panel or something to completely review this, it ain't going anywhere. That's your problem.
Yeah.
Battle of the managers next weekend, yeah. So I mean, I don't know if you think it's different to that, but as we've already said, semi-automated comes in VAR, January time. That'll be interesting what that puts on the game.
Does that mean that there's not like 2 or 3 people sitting there making a decision between each other? Does that mean that the computer does it? The AI makes the decision rather than having like the VAR referee looking at the screen? Or there's 2 of them, I think, at least in that room. Because I've heard some audios and they're talking. Is it one geezer talking to the referee on the pitch, or is it 2 people talking?
If you look at the one today, when you saw the Liverpool, with the Jackson goal, there was 3 of them in there, and 2 of them were talking to each other. And even then, they were still having an eye. But it was clear and obvious he was onside.
So why don't they just put the lines up then, like they do eventually?
But as soon as they put the lines up, you blinked and it was gone. That's how quickly they
straight away. I mean, I watched the first half hour of it, but something came out. I had to bolt out for a bit, and I missed the game. But I saw the Salah penalty, and then I had to go out after that. So I obviously missed the Jackson goal, but I didn't see it. Obviously, I see it flashes up on my phone, and then they got another one, didn't they? They won 2-1 Liverpool quite soon after, weren't it? They scored the winner.
Yeah, it was. Oh, wait! I must put my typical Arsenal fan costume on. We were fucking robbed. Conspiracy.
Yeah, they're all out to get us.
That's Arsenal belong, Tony. They're lucky to get 3rd or 4th. True, Ross. With where they are at the moment.
What do you mean where we belong, man?
Well, you look how you are at the moment. It does look like it's going to end up that way. We're not careful.
From title races to looking like top 4 contendership again. Race for top 4 for Arsenal.
Yeah. It's at the Emirates, mate. It's at the Emirates, not Anfield.
Yeah, Emirates. Kim McKell, good evening. As he says there.
We're going to be missing Saliba for that game as well, won't we? The Liverpool game and the Chelsea game, I think, as well, was it?
No, it's only one game, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
a free game. I know it was a straight red in the end, weren't it?
Yes. There's different there's different levels to what they justify.
I thought a straight red was a free game ban.
I think it used to be, but
no. There's as Fuddy says, there is different levels. It depends on the offence, as they call it.
Okay, so it's not an outright. I know if it was 2 years, it was a 1 game ban. If it was a straight red, it was a 3 game ban. That made more sense because of it.
Yeah, I think it's professional foul, like the last man.
Pretty much ban.
It's a 1-match ban for a professional foul that results in a straight red. The dissent rule, I think, has a 2-match ban for a straight red.
Gosh, so some different levels of that as well nowadays. Gosh.
Yeah.
That must be like a fucking dictionary, like about that big.
No, there's various codes because obviously we do, at Sunday football you get the same thing. So it depends. I think the maximum for Sunday football, the maximum fine you can get is just over £200. That's at Sunday level. Yeah, and that's for basically physically
getting in your car
using
and
the referee.
driving onto the pitch.
Getting in the car and trying to kill him. Yeah, trying to get in the car and
£200
kill him,
fine.
basically.
I'm just waiting to see a day where Sergio Ramos does that. When he's winding down his career, goes outside after getting sent off and gets in his Lambo and just dirt roads it onto the field and tries to take out the red.
Do you reckon there's a case for an appeal for that, though? Do you reckon they would appeal that red card?
I don't think they'll bother, mate. Be honest.
No.
It's only one game, isn't it? For one game.
I think if it was a free match,
but that one game is a Liverpool game, isn't it? Does it count for the Shakhtar the next game? You know, we've got Shakhtar. Will it count for Champions League or not?
No. That's a different thing.
Remember Trossard's ban, or was it Rice? One of them. I can't remember what it was. The League Cup. It counted for in the League Cup, didn't it?
I think it's domestic competitions. It carries over him.
I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
He says. Yeah, no, because it's the domestic. You've got the internationals are different altogether.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I get it. I should have really known that. Really, it's a bit silly.
Well, it'll be overturned exactly. At the end of the day, it's clear and obvious in certain respects. Get it? You expect higher standards for the Premier League refs with the amount of money involved in their league, and this is what we should be doing. There should be more of a professional body to get these things sorted out.
that guy's a FIFA referee as well.
Yes.
So he gets paid more than a standard Premier League referee.
Yeah.
So just think about that.
So, hang on. What, the referee at the Arsenal game you're talking?
Yeah.
You mean? What's that? So he referees in for internationals, like in the World Cups and that. Is that what you mean?
He can go. He would get invited to any. He could get invited to referee a cup game, domestic cup game, anywhere around the world.
Oh,
South America,
with you.
France. It could be Greece, plus international. So he's a top flight. He's a top flight ref.
Okay.
Big money. Premier League refs get around 100k a year. FIFA refs are on about 130. So he's getting.
They get 100 grand a year.
Yeah.
Referees, fuck me.
Well, it's a professional job now, mate. Because don't forget, back in the day, it was classed as an amateur job until Premier League decided to make the top referees professionals. Therefore, they didn't have to do a 5 day a week sort of
job, and then do that on the weekends.
Yeah, so they changed that because they wanted the best.
Oh, that's why they think their shit don't stink. Then,
yeah, of course it is.
All of them, they think they're better than. It's all like that, ain't they?
That is why you see they won't go against VAR, right? And I've talked about this numerous times. Right, they won't go against VAR because those referees, Premier League referees, are marked out of 100 every single game they referee, officiate, right? If they drop below 80 points in a game, they can be dropped down to the Championship. They don't want that, so they're not going to go against the grain, are they? Right? They want their 100 grand a year, and all Premier League, of course, all top flight refs want to get their FIFA status. Of course they do. I get it. I see it. But, the fact of the matter remains is that I'm not saying corruption or anything like that, but you're not going to go against City Hall. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with you. What's going on in the chat? Something's going on in the chat.
Yeah,
I can't really see it. I ain't got my glasses, but noticing something's going on. Someone's getting bullied or something.
Yeah, no, it's just comments. That's all it is. Colin saying Fabianski needs to replace Areola because Areola was absolutely shocking yesterday. Very indecisive and coming out for the ball, collecting it, and don't know. He's been like that in the last couple of games, so it's a bit worrying for us in that respects. But Fabianski, we've got Fodringham, but I can't see him being played either. So who knows? Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see what's going to happen with that one, Colin. I think it was you, Jez, that made the comment about sorry, Lee, you said it. Sorry, you, Lee. Sorry, not bad. When you said about the referees, Europe and coming in and swapping and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you. I was listening to the radio early on today, and he was talking about coaches in the Premier League, and if any of us wanted to do our coaching badges now, the amount of knockback you'll get because you need to be associated with a pro club.
I know what that is because I used to be a coach for a team in East London called Simrab, a kids team, and I did go for badges.
Simrab, yeah. I remember Simrab.
My uncle used to be the chairman of Simrab, yeah. So me and my cousin took the team, and we was doing all right. Then we had to obviously get your CRB, you had to get all that stuff. Then we had to get a FA approved one, and then we was going to go for our coaching badges, and it was so much politics involved that it just didn't. It started. We attended the first day, and then the course there was all other red tape, there's all other things going on, and it just all got abandoned. So we didn't actually get to do it. The club, the Simrab, was paying for it as well, so it would have been a nice little string to a bow. You know, we didn't get that for nothing because we're volunteer. We don't get nothing.
Of course not.
We go training twice a week on the
but do you know how much a level 1 coaching badge costs now?
Go on.
So to do level 1, starting off, is £400.
How much?
£400. Yeah. To get a pro license, so that's doing your A4A and a B.
Yeah.
How much do you think that costs?
$4,000. Nowhere near. Oh wow.
Yeah. So to get a pro license, you have to fork out £14,000 to get a pro license.
Wow.
But you have to be involved with a pro club. Now, this guy was coaching with one of the lower league clubs, and because of that, he can't progress. And courses are near enough non-existent. That's why our European coaches, they do it for fun. All their coaches come in and they get all their badges at a fraction of the cost. And as always, being it's us, we get shafted. And
do you know as well? Sorry, Tone. Just come to my mind. Do you know as well the last Englishman to win the top division, not the Premier League? There's not an English coach, an English manager has not won the Premier League.
Howard Wilkinson.
That's right. Yeah. For Leeds. The last old.
This is where, if you look at it, don't get me wrong. We've learnt a lot from the the foreign coaches that have come into the game. But where does if you wanted to progress in the football game, it's near enough impossible. You've got to get yourself heavily involved and move up the ladder through a pro club. Otherwise, you've got no chance. And this is affecting so many people. But the FA, they've actually kind of reduced the courses. So what chance do you have?
Well, you can't get nowhere, can you?
That just kind of shows the levels.
It's all about the money, though, isn't it, Tony? It shouldn't. That's right. Usual suspect. I've seen that Simrab Street E1. It actually originated in Barnes Street, which it's in E1 as well. But it's Barnes is Simrab spelt backwards. That's where it originated from, Barnes Street. It's still in E1, but it's just a couple of roads away from Simrab Street. But Simrab was the name that I coached the kids team there.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good players come from that. It actually made it pro.
Yeah, man. I went to school with one of them, Lee Bowyer. Well, he was a year younger than me in school. Or was he a year or two younger than me? But there was a few. Darren Purse, there was loads. Jermaine Defoe, Ledley King. There was John Terry. There was loads that come through Simrab. My uncle was the chairman, so he brought most of them kids through. He was having murders with Charlton over Jermaine Defoe, I believe, for a long time, a few years. There was something agreed that if he cracked it, they'd donate a few quid back to Simrab or something like that. But there was a dispute going on for ages, man, ages over that.
Yeah, another one gone off the face of the earth. I mean, they were a good team. There's another club that was more East London based, did exactly the same thing as you guys. So yeah, I mean, Yeah, long forgotten, unfortunately. So, Matt, what do you make of your manager?
Iriola, yeah, really impressed with him. Very pleased. Love his football. Even last season when we were struggling sort of at the start of the season, I enjoyed his football. I love the high press that we play. Yeah, I think he's going to have a very, very good career in football management. Hopefully, he'll do really well at Bournemouth. But yeah, I think I think out of all the Basque managers, him and the ex-Arsenal manager at Villa are pretty good.
That's the one.
I don't think many people rate Mikel Arteta on here, do they? But as for as for our guy, yeah, I'm really pleased with him. Really happy. Really happy.
Yeah, I'm a flip flop. I'm what you call a flip flop. 1 minute I'm
He is a flip flop.
yeah,
one week on one show he's hard settling, and next week he's hard
yeah, I
settling.
know, man.
I said you got.
Honestly, I just can't make my mind up. I know people are staunch on it, Arteta in or Arteta out, but I don't like to say I'm sitting on the fence. I just call myself a flip flop. I know, I admit it.
Yeah. He flips more times than a frying pan when you're cooking it.
Listen, when he dropped Havertz in the midfield last season and to make room for Jesus, and we lost that game against Villa, mate, I went ballistic. Get him out. But then, other times I'm going, oh, God, you're a genius. I'm just like, my head just explodes. And I don't want him to do his apprenticeship at Arsenal, right? Learn all these mistakes at Arsenal, 5-6 years, whatever, and then go somewhere else and start smashing it and winning fucking titles and Champions Leagues, and then why didn't we hang on to him? That's my fear. But you can't have it all. You can't have everything you want, can you? You know what I mean? You can't. You either let him go or you keep it. We're stuck with him now anyway because he's just signed a new contract.
For how long?
I wouldn't have given him a new contract personally, even though I'm on and off. I still would have waited until at least January. At least.
Could be too late by then, mate.
Well, then at least you got the January transfer window, and I know he spent so much money though. Are they going to spend any more with someone else? I don't know.
Let's look at the last 3 January transfer windows we've done. Nothing. So do you honestly think that this fraud is actually going to do anything in January to improve? Then we could be out of it. We lose against Liverpool come this Saturday, right? Yeah, that's 6 points lost in 2 games. Yeah, if we lose against Shakhtar Donetsk this week, Wednesday, whenever it is, right? That's the
Tuesday,
champion. Is it Tuesday? It could be. We're in the shit there, right? Yeah. So let's put it right on the table and talk about it, because at the end of the day, this manager could have ended our run in the Premier League by mid-November. End of. That's it. So is everybody going to be like, oh, well, let's give him another year? No, the guy's failed, right? It'll be 5 years this December.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Yeah, listen, I'll get it. I 100%. It hurts me, Jez, man. I remember. I'm going back. I know you're a little bit older than me, but I fell in love with Arsenal 88, 89. Well, I was into boxing and karate before that, yeah. But in the first, I was about 13, 12, 13, 88, 89, and that was it. That game at Anfield, mate, I've never felt anything like it. And not since either. I know we've won doubles. I know we've won this and that since, but that was it for me at Anfield. My brother was a Liverpool fan. We was watching it together in Rami Mum's house on a Friday night. I'm sure it was a Friday night.
It was, yeah.
And we watched it. And he's Liverpool. A lot of kids were Liverpool fans in them days as well, because they was big in the 80s.
Of course.
And even from London. And yeah, it just went mental. It was crazy.
Well, I mean, listen to what you're saying there. I mean, obviously, Cole's saying here, you know, you've had fucking 5 years, 800 million. We know it's 850 million, and a cult following. And as a fan, you can't make your mind up. I think he's a genius at the time the club is finished. And not being funny, I mean, yes, you had the glory in the past, but it's all about now, and this is where your problems, you know.
Absolutely.
Aces it, yeah. 5 years of utterly complete failure, no trophies again. I mean, not being funny, when you think about it, for the likes of me and Fuzzy and that, we're coming up smelling the roses compared to what you are and the comments in the chat at the moment. And long may it continue in that respect. Yeah, we'll have a bit in there in the season. We'll have to be real. We will see it down at the ground. Who else? I'm going to come to Arsenal Manic's comment. He put Arsenal the question after that. The club is finito. Forteta was completely out of garbage as a football player.
Yeah, he weren't a great footballer, was he? To be fair.
Well,
Everton legend.
Mind you, the best managers ain't.
Good at Rangers. He was a good player at Rangers.
The best managers ain't. You know, Ferguson weren't a great footballer. Wenger.
No.
You know, Mourinho.
Yeah, but you got to look at Wenger again. Wenger kind of went off the back of what was George Graham's team. Arteta's gone off the back of winning the cup, you know, from Emery's team. And as Jez said, he ain't done all since then, basically.
No.
You know,
one
just
second,
going to give you two positions, basically, and that's really it. Yeah, no, lads, he's a genius. Colton Dark Arts FC, this is the truth of it. I mean, you know, that's why I smacked the question about his manager, because you know, I do like Iraola. I mean, he's come in. I'm still kind of. He did say at one time that plaster around his finger, Matt. You'll have to allude to that, but he's done well. Our manager, yes, we've got very big question marks raised about him, and at the moment, people want him out. But the one I think is a surprise package, and that's why I come to this question that Arsenal Manic put in there: Liverpool and Arne Slot. Yeah, do you think Liverpool at stage one will finish above Arsenal this season? If so, adios, Senor Arteta, Senor Edu. But Arne Slot.
I thought I was laughing when I heard he was going to be the next manager for Liverpool after Klopp. I was laughing my head off. I thought, who is he? Look at him. Look what he's doing. He ain't never bought no one. Just revitalised the squad he had. Or he's got.
The best manager I've ever seen. All praise Lord Admiral Master Dictator Arteta, who can do no wrong. Yeah, appoint Wurs a little bit to the carpet. No, I can't. But no, give Slot his dues now, because I was in the same thing as you. It's like, who the hell is this bloke? You know, don't know much about him. He's won things in his league, but other than that, nothing. But he just seems to be cool as a cucumber, and he's got the Liverpool team doing things. Question is for you, Arsenal boys. Looking at yesterday's game, how do you see the next 3 games coming up?
Who wants to go first?
Well, right, I'll give first then. Champions League game. Shakhtar Donetsk. I think the way how we're going to be playing in that, and the way we haven't really got nothing much there in our team, so I think that'd be a draw. I think we'll lose to Liverpool. And who was it we got after Liverpool?
Chelsea.
Preston.
Chelsea.
Oh, Preston.
Right.
Preston midweek, and then it's Chelsea. Oh.
Chelsea, yeah.
Oh, then. Well, all right. The most part we should beat Preston, but I think with Chelsea, no, I don't think we'll beat Chelsea. And I'm not saying that to be horrible. I mean, if we would have beat Bournemouth today, then obviously, you know, things would have been different. But we've seen it at Arsenal before. And we've been down this road many times, Tone, when we've actually lost.
We've got Newcastle.
Teams that's slower than us.
It's Newcastle after Preston.
Newcastle after Preston. Oh, right, well, I don't know. I think that'd be a draw, Jez, against Newcastle.
What? Going away to Newcastle?
Yeah.
That's a tough game.
It is a tough game. That's what I reckon. It'd be a draw. I reckon it'd be a draw. It'd be a draw. So it's like what I said. I just not convinced this season. I mean, the last 2 seasons, I just think Liverpool's got he's inherit that squad, Arne Slot, and the way he's managing it totally different to what Klopp did, but he's going down the right way. He's going down the right roads, the right channels, you know. And they're winning games. Okay, unfortunately, they lost to 1-0 against Forest a couple of weeks ago, but you know, but they've picked up from that. So, you know, I think Liverpool are more candidates to win the league than what we are. I mean, we're like 3rd in the minute. So when you look at that, depending on what our January transfer window's like, we need a striker. But I mean, just touched on it, you know, earlier. I mean, Mikel Arteta has been backed. He's been given 850 million to spend, right? It's 1-0. Now, what Jess said, the Cronkies could have turned around now and said to Mikel Arteta and Edu, right, you want these players, you've got to sell these players now to bring in new talent, to bring in the players that you want, because we're not really I don't think they're going to give them the money. Because not being funny, Man City hasn't even had nowhere near that. No. Not even 3/4 of that Pepe spent. And look at what he's won.
Well, sorry, mate, what I said was at the start of the season was, I've got no proof or evidence of this whatsoever, right? But the Cronkies may have turned round to Edu and Arteta and said, right, you've got £85 million from the Champions League, right? That's your money. That's your money. But if you want to bring in other players, you've got to sell players to bring them in.
Yeah.
I mean, that is my theory. That is not proof.
Yes, I thought that, and I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Honestly, I totally agree with you 100%. I reckon that's what's happening. So if that's the case, it's like what you said when you and Lee was having a chat earlier with the January transfer windows. And what have we done in those? Absolutely nothing. Yeah. So personally, if that's the case, I can't see Arsenal doing anything in this January window coming up. I personally can't.
Nope, I can't. I don't think we're going to have any inroads at all in January, because at the end of the day, you know, we've talked about this till it's dead, right? We need a striker. Who would Arsenal be able to get in January? Bearing in mind it's mid-season, and we all know mid-season, right, the prices go up.
Yeah.
Because teams don't want to sell their players. So if we want a top-flight striker to try and resurrect our season, by which time, right, we could be out of it anyway. Possibly. Yeah. More injuries coming in. Yeah, we've got a very, very weak squad. We get another injury for a key player. Where do we go? Because this manager is not... I mean, yesterday I thought it was an absolute joke. He brings on Nweri with 10 minutes to go. What is the point? What's the point? Start the guy. I've been saying he scored 2 goals against Bolton. And what's happened? He's been benched. The guy's keen. Give him a start. Give him a go. Yeah, last year, Klopp was doing it with his kids, but he had injuries.
Yeah.
The right back. What was his name? Yeah. He filled in for Trent, didn't he? He was brilliant.
Yeah. But we don't see that. I mean, I had a debate with a guy a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Arsenal fan. He's an Arsenal fan, right? And I said to him, it's about time we started to use the youngsters. And he went, yeah, I agree, but he won't. And I said, why? We need to start them. Yeah, bring him on. I really like what I've seen from that Nweri, whatever his name is, how you pronounce it. I
love him. I think he's brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. Miles Lewis Skelly, the right back as well.
Yeah. Give him a go. Bring him in. Because
he come on, didn't he, Des? He come on for a game. I can't remember what it was, and he done really well. I can't remember what game it was now. Sorry to cut you short.
Mm-hmm.
But he come on and he was he done really well. I think Ben White's injured. I think he ain't fit. He should have played him against Bournemouth.
I agree.
Right back, Miles Skelly.
I would have started Enwary yesterday rather than Sterling.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you for
that
what.
As well. Yeah, that as well.
Keen. The kid is keen. He wants him to. He wants to prove himself, and there's nothing better than if you've got a youngster, 18, 17, however old he is, right? He wants to get in that team, regular starts. He wants to prove himself. Let him go. It's like holding a bloody racehorse back, isn't it? Holding him back. Let him go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just don't, mate. Honestly.
Yeah, there's your forward problem sorted out straight away. Usual suspect for you, Jez. Danny Ings.
Yeah.
It'll be over with Danny Ings.
Shit.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I'm saying it right here, right now, and I've been right on way too many things this season. This could all be over. Arsenal, we talked about, title challenge could be all over by the end of November.
Be interesting.
See you later.
Be interesting. Before I'm going to go on to West Ham's next 3 games, I want to kind of cover that with you guys and actually the West Ham fans in the chat. Usual suspects put this about Eddie Howe. I think the Newcastle manager's days are numbered. The natives are becoming restless. I mean, what do you guys make of that?
Yeah, you can see they get a bit funny up there, aren't they? I think if he doesn't get European football this year, I think he might be in a bit of trouble up there. Because I think that's what they're demanding this season, aren't they? As minimum, that they needs to get Champions League football or European football. But I think if he was to go on up there this year and win the cup, he'd be a god up there, won't he? But yeah, I can see him being on a sticky wicket at the end of the season if he doesn't achieve something this year. Yeah. Definitely.
I think because obviously, look at last season, he was very prohibited because of all the injuries. This year, there's no excuses. I mean, what do you guys make of that situation? Do you think there's any kind of case for how to be gone?
No, not really. I think he's all right.
No, I think he's a good manager. He's just a matter of time. They've had one lot of owners leave there, haven't they? So obviously that's a bit of problem there, a bit of ruckus there within the board. But they just need that. They just need somebody else to sort of like come in if you can, by a certain percentage, offer him some money. At the end of the day, it's just money with Newcastle trying to buy players, trying to find the right players and that sort of thing. But listen, there's days where I see Newcastle and I think to myself, God, they were absolutely bloody rubbish. Sorry, Mama, for this. And then there's days when I watch them and you think, flipping hell, where did they get that result? They just literally pull results out the bag where you don't expect it. But more so against these top teams, then more so than the lower ones. So, they're a bit topsy-turvy for me, Newcastle. But, there's nothing wrong with that. What would you say most probably this season for Newcastle? Would you say a mid-table finish, 8th, something like that?
Possibly.
I don't understand. Right? I'm not going to sit here and profess I know about this at all. I don't. But with the money that Newcastle have got, right, in their, why they don't invest? I don't understand.
I think for me, the answer to that, and Mama no doubt will back this up, I think the good thing, as you know, these are basically the richest owners of a football club on the planet. And everyone was expecting that they were just going to lay the cash out, but they were actually handling things in the right way. They're following the rules and the regulations, and they're going to do it in their own way. They're not going to do it overnight, which I think most people probably thought was going to happen.
Yeah,
they were actually kind of running it as a football club, and they were actually kind of doing their due diligence when they're going to buy a player, make sure they get the right ones in. I'm sure they've got some program, but don't forget, I think also, and Anthony, what Mama says there, there's no any owners leave. It's just a fact of Amanda Staveley and her husband left because they'd done their job there at Newcastle. they sold off the remainder of their shares, and that's why now they're going to heavily invest, by the looks of it, and sorry to say it, into Spurs.
I think they've you know this Man City ruling that come out that they won their case.
Yeah, on the commercial, on the sponsorship.
It was something to do with sponsorships. I think Newcastle can do it now. I think because they've been cleared, Man City, of that. I think Newcastle can now do it through a back doorway, like the sponsorship. Maybe they'll do it like that.
Possibly. I mean, you remember I said, they were investors. That's what they were there for. They were there to broker the deal to get it all in.
That was when I was on the with the lady and her husband. You said her name soon.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was. I thought they were sort of up there with the owners, that sort of thing, and and obviously they left, and then they just sort of like there was a bit of ruckus going on there, a bit of worry going around.
Go bankrupt. Didn't she go bankrupt, that lady? That's why she.
I think she did.
She's got illness. Is an illness she's got.
So
they invested 10% into the club, if I remember rightly, and then basically it then went reduced down to 6%. And of course, then the illness came in, and that's the reason why her and her husband have left. They obviously kind of sold the rest of their remaining shares, and now that's why it looks like they're going to be kind of doing the deal with Levy or Lewis, I say, at Spurs.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut out I've got to leave the daughters here. Thanks for having me on, though, Tone.
No, thanks, Lee.
It's nice to finally come on your channel. Yeah, it's been good, man. But I've got to cut out. I've got my daughters. I'm only in a bed sit at the minute. I've got my daughter out there, so I've got the blow up bed ready for her to go to bed. She's got to go to school in the morning and everything.
No worries, mate.
You don't break up till half the kids broke up this week. The other half break up next week for some reason.
Yeah, I know. We have the same thing at the airport. We see that at the airport.
The half-term thing. But yeah, so I better cut out, man, because I've had.
Before you go, mate, do you want to share your channel, are you?
Yes, Football Dad's Army's my channel, Arsenal fan channel, similar to this one, similar to Jez's. I do live stream videos, shorts, all sorts of content on there.
I've already, mate.
Sorry?
I've subscribed already.
Oh, thanks, Jez. Yeah, I'm subscribed to your channel as well, by the way. I've been subscribed to your channel since you started it. When you was going on League Gunners and that, I've been subscribed since like 2019 or 2020 or something, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so thanks anyway for having me on.
Take it easily.
Yeah, and I'll see you all again soon.
Take care.
Thanks for coming on, Lee. Told you that was a dodgy link I sent you.
I thought you was winding me up. He sent me the link.
He messaged me. I sent him the link to him, and he messaged me back. He said, I would love to come on. He said, but Jez scares me. I said, he just looks like that. That's fine. It's nothing to worry about. He's a good lad, our Jez. So look,
get out of here, man.
No, he's talking Nyags, man. Take a notice of him. I thought he was winding me up about coming on the channel. I thought he sent me a moody link. I might have gone off to another site or something like that. I thought because he's a wind-up person. He gets me at it all the time.
He is a wind-up on his bloody tractor.
Cheers, guys. I'll see you later. Yeah, thank you.
Take care. Take care, Arsenal, mate. Have you gone? Yeah, obviously for West Ham, we've got and ask the West Ham fans in the chat. Our next game is going to be Man United, so and it's at the London Stadium.
El Sacico.
That's what it's going to be classed as. Yeah, which manager is going to go first?
Oh Christ! I don't know at this point because it's like see what Ten Hag, this Man United team, you see all the heinous war crimes of a game setup that he can come up with, and then other weeks he'll actually get the team playing relatively well, and it's like I can't really have too many complaints about the game against Brentford. I mean, playing against a low block, but very very dodgy start to the game, of course, but you settle down and get things into gear, you can actually play some fairly decent stuff, and both goals were just really really well taken, well worked. So It's like, well, that's what Man United can be capable of, but it is simply the case that that team has got to want it. But the players we have and seemingly the manager we have just like to switch it on and off like it's a light switch. And the budgets for the electricity bill are mad tight. You just don't know what sort of a Man United team you're going to get turning up on the day. It's annoying. It's really, really annoying because it's like you don't know where it's going. You don't know what the next span of 5 games are going to be. People will say, "Oh, we'll get X amount of points in these next few games." And it's like, but you don't really know that. You can predict things with every other team, but with Man United, you can't. It's like people talk about consistency patterns. Like normal teams have consistency over runs of games, right? Run of form, next 5 games, previous 5 games, you look at those. Man United's consistency patterns are shrunk down to within singular halves of football. So they go from a relegation, worst team you've ever seen ever grace Premier League football ever, worse than Derby County, shout out Yeti, in like the first 20 minutes of a game. 20 minutes later, playing better than prime Barcelona against Real Madrid and slapping them up 5-0. And then it's just like you go finish out the half, playing right smack down the middle, just average team. And you're just like, well, where is this team going and what is this team all about? And it's just so difficult to really predict where this team is going. So West Ham, off the back of them getting battered 4-1 by Spurs, a part of me wants to say, well, yeah, we'll go travel down to the London Stadium, and then we'll continue part 2 to the West Ham evisceration. But we all know that's not going to happen because we'll win last game. Next game, we'll probably end up losing it somehow, some way. So, from a Man United's perspective, at the very least, it's just a constant state of frustration. So, what Man United are you going to get? And I suppose you can ask the same question to West Ham. What West Ham are you going to get?
The thing, I mean, I agree with Lawrence here, and I am feeling exactly the same thing. You just gave your answer for West Ham because we're exactly the same.
I shouldn't have said Manchester. I should just say United because in that case, you really don't know which one.
It is literally the case with that with West Ham at the moment. We win one, lose one. It's just that inconsistency. But I said earlier on with Matt, where Lopetegui's tinkered with the team so much with all these players he's got in. It's just an imbalance, and it's not good. It's not good at the moment, and we saw that. As we said earlier, when you look at the second half against that Spurs team, how we just kind of folded was unbelievable. So, as you said, El Sakiko could be the case of this game on Sunday.
Well, then again, considering Ten Hag's beaten Brentford, they've probably lined up a lifetime contract on the table in case he beats West Ham this next weekend.
I did send the link out to Budgie, but unfortunately he's unavailable. And Matt's saying, nobody knows what Man United or West Ham will turn up. And this is the truth of it.
True.
This is the truth. I mean, I just started saying with Colin putting as well. I just want to go to this one. I know people who work within the club tell me if some of the members on the board, including Kretinsky, are not happy. But what influence does he have? He does not have see eye to eye with Sullivan. I think the problem is, Colin, we said this before, with Kretinsky, he could buy the club, but at the moment, all his fingers are in the post office at the moment. He wants to buy them. And I think that's what's holding us back with someone like him. And considering he's a second main shareholder at the club, it doesn't look good. But I'm hoping that Sullivan wants to jack it in now because he's 80-odd. He can just put his feet up and no worries whatsoever.
That's what he's doing now.
Yeah, it's true.
He's put his feet up now. He's like, yeah, well, if it lives, it lives. If it dies, it dies.
I think, he's replied back to your Derby comment.
Cheap-shagging bastards, yeah. 11-point campaign.
I want to say no excuses, but these dreadful timing of international breaks has not helped us as a new team, players, and chemistry. Totally agree on that, and it's big, massive problem. But I suppose the only thing we can say is a saving grace. It's coming early rather than halfway through like they normally do.
Too much.
Next game. Sorry, Matt. Go on. Sorry, Matt.
Too much international football, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally agree.
Too much. Too much.
Disrupts the whole context of the team, if you want my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, normally with us, we get a bit of flow going, and then there's an international break. And normally, apart from yesterday, we're awful straight after an international break. It does disrupt the flow of the season all the time, doesn't it? And it's this Nations League. I don't think anybody really cares about it anyway, do they? And
I mean, that's pointless, man. What is it about? It's just more money for UEFA. It's bullshit, man.
Yeah, totally agree.
Well, West Ham's next game is after the Man United game is Forest.
Oh, is it? Okay. Away.
I do believe it is away. Let me just double check that. I'm sure it is away. I think I looked last time it was away.
Tricky.
So you're not going to be an easy one.
Hold that 6-0 score.
Yeah. And then after that, we've then got Everton at home.
No, they're springing up a surprise or two. Out their last 5, they've started getting a couple wins under the belt.
Yeah.
No losses in 3.
No, that's true.
I don't think she is. She'll be all right.
Sorry. Those next 3 for West Ham sound pretty massive, really. I mean, Forest and Everton, you guys should be getting some points out of those, surely.
Well, after the West Ham fan, they'll tell you they're massive.
Everywhere we go.
I think Forest
we should be getting, the Everton game.
Scorelines are massive everywhere we go.
I think Forest. If you can get a draw at Forest, that's fine. Because I think Forest are going to be a good team this year. They're not going to be, a pushover. Because obviously he's got that team, not quite where he wants them, but they're you can tell they're certain. Every season goes by, they're trying to upgrade to different levels throughout the seasons. So I think they'll be a good team, mate. Forest definitely one to watch, this season. So
he's brought in some good players, hasn't he? And the difference being is he's actually doing it right compared to what Lopetegui's doing. And you're seeing, you see a different style in Forest. They're playing some good football. But the draw would be fairly decent, and the Everton game, well, that could go either way. That one. So he's saying there, keep underestimating us. We love it. As far as the sarcasm is not appreciated, a lot, I'm telling you. Sean Dyche getting second victory against Ipswich Town yesterday as momentum at moment. True.
Yeah.
Fuzzy, you let Anthony use shears to your head.
No, that was my mother. I did that after a few sherries.
Love it.
And a glass of red wine as well, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
AFC always a question for you here, Jess. What is worse for bottling a league title when we were 8 points clear in March or last season?
What is worse for bottling the league title, Arsenal, when we were 8 points clear in March? Or that was last season, wasn't it? So I don't quite get it. But you don't bottle it when you're 8 points clear. Fact. And that is all down to the fact that we didn't have the squad, we didn't have the right tactics, and we proved that quite nicely against Aston Villa and Fulham. There you go.
Yeah, I think what he means, Jez, we were 8 points clear in March. Not last. It was the first season we finished second under Mikel Arteta. So that wasn't last season. That was season before. Or he's on about that one, or compared to last season.
I answered that what I just said. You know, lack of investment.
No, that's fine. It was just, I personally think it was last season was worse because we literally threw it in the bin. You know, I mean, the first time we finished second, not last season, season before, we did bottle it. Last season, Mikel Arteta balls up, and it was that Villa game, and that was what it was. So, I think obviously last season was you got to blame the manager, and then he does that, and then towards the end of last season, beginning part of this season, he gets offered a contract, 3-year one.
Exactly, and that's where it all goes tits up, and we're going to pay the price. Yeah. So the sooner this guy gets out of this club, we can move on with a proper manager and see where we can go. Because right now, it's going to be the same old shit again this season. Yeah, it could be worse. It could be worse. We came second last 2 years, right?
Yeah.
This season, we might not even make top 6. With this squad, we cannot afford any more injuries. Yeah, I called it, and I called it with Lee and Matty, you, Anthony, on show. I said we are 2 injuries away from capitulation, and right now I'm seeing that happening. Because at the end of the day, if we get another key injury, let's say, touch wood, it doesn't happen. Let's say we lose Declan Rice. What we got in midfield? What, Jorginho? He's going to get us over the line?
Nah.
Kiwior? Nah. So where are we going to go from here then, people? At the end of the day? Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh.
That's what we need. We need midfield.
The weekend, is he, or?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe any of the bullshit that comes out of Arteta's mouth.
I mean, what's your next 3 games coming up, Matt, for Bournemouth?
We've got we're away at Villa next week, so that's going to be a tricky one. And then we are at home to City, so that'd be nice and easy. And then we go to Brentford. So, 3 difficult ones, but no game's easy in the Premier League, as we all know. But I'd like to think, hopefully, we might be able to get 3 points somewhere out of those 3 games. I mean, City is the only side in the league we haven't actually taken points off before. So it would be nice to see a bit of progression and maybe get a point at home against City, but I can't see it, to be honest.
Trouble is, the way they were playing today, Man City, I thought they were absolutely boring.
Were they? I didn't see it.
I watched the game. They were boring.
Yeah,
and Haaland, he's dipped. He hasn't been scoring, so
no. I mean, we've been close before, but maybe it's our year against them. Then maybe we'll get something out of them.
Hopefully.
Just play another Norwegian against them, and they will steal all of the goals. I think it was actually a Norwegian for Wolves that scored today.
Yeah,
I think.
I haven't seen any football today. I've been out all day, so I'm scared of it. So I can't comment.
No, I get that, Colin. Been a lot out since Chelsea game. I can only see us being in the relegation era after the next 3 games. That's why I want change now.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe when I seen the scoreline with your team saying Tottenham and West Ham. I was actually yesterday. I actually changed my mind. I actually went and watched a decent game of rugby yesterday. It was Bristol Bears versus Saracens. So we went there. I went there with me mate and that, had a few beers and that, watched them. We lost by 2 points. Yeah.
So you were shit.
No, well, no. We were good. We were good.
You
And then
lost.
we just, well, yeah, we did lost, but I mean, Saracens is that they're a fucking good team, Jez.
I know that, but
They're,
you
they're, they're, but yeah, but I quite enjoyed it. And then when I got home, put the telly on, and it was already what? I think it was about 20 minutes into the Arsenal and Bournemouth game, and I watched that even though we lost, and then watching that pile of crap. I mean,
That's
fair play to Paul.
That spoiled
Yeah,
didn't it? That spoiled your day because it
yeah,
was...
that spoiled my day as well. The only thing it was actually somebody mentioned earlier in the chat about Bristol City. Believe it or not, we actually beat Middlesbrough 2-0. But the manager is like, well, we discussed that on the show, didn't we, Tone? The manager, Manning, he's taking some time off because sadly his son died, passed away. You know, so was a baby, wasn't even a year old, so he's taking some time off for that. But you know, it's been a funny one this weekend of football. Personally, you know, when you look at it, and you know, I don't know if anybody on here, obviously me, Fuzzy, and Tony does it. I don't know if Matty does it. The fantasy league.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, I mean, shit points this weekend, mate. Absolutely shit. Matty, quick question: Is Craig coming on?
No, I have sent him the link this morning, but he's busy tied up doing something. I know he was trying to do a reaction show for our channel and stuff like that, so he's not managed to get on. He sent me a message about 20 minutes ago saying that doesn't look like
he's filming the last. Yeah, he's filming the last bit of Gavin and Stacey, the Christmas one, isn't he?
Yes,
Smith,
yes, yeah. He's snowed under at the minute. He's always filming, so yeah. No, he was hoping to get on, but unfortunately, he hasn't managed to make it tonight.
Yeah, no, that's a shame. So, yeah, I was gonna wind him up tonight, but even though he would have wound me up as well, I knew that for a fact.
Yeah,
but
he gets as good as he gets given, does Craig sometimes. So
he does, yeah. Especially from Chris.
Yeah, but he's extremely easy to wind up anyway. So there's a few wind ups I've done, but can't tell you.
I was watching Chris's show. Sorry, Tim, I know it's different. I was watching Chris's show on Thursday night.
Yeah.
And it was the one, and my comments got read out, and he was interviewing Matt Letizia.
Yes, yeah.
And I was watching it. I was putting comments in, and you know, obviously Chris, being polite, you know, was asking pretty much all my questions to Matt Letizia. So, you know, that was a big one, and he called my name out as well. So I was quite chuffed with that. But I tell you what, apparently, with Matt Letizia, he'll come on and talk to you, and he'll give you 1 hour of his free time, absolutely free. He won't charge.
Yeah, he's been on our channel recently as well. Craig did an interview with him recently, so I didn't do that, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, it was good from the one Craig did and the one Chris did. It was it was quite interesting to hear from Matt Letizia, to be honest, even though he is a scummer. But you know, fair play.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And the Harry Redknapp. You've had Harry Redknapp on your show as well.
Yeah, Joe.
I've watched all them.
Yeah, that's Craig's favourite name dropping one. That one, at any channel he goes, or any email he sends out, I've had Harry Redknapp on. Oh yeah, I mean that's another one that Chris likes to wind him up about.
Oh, I wind him up as well. And he was saying about the Bournemouth game. And I said, funny you should say that, Chris. And this was coming from me because it was my question. I said, well, I just had a text message from Harry Redknapp, and he said that, and then literally everybody was laughing and that, but he knew we were all taking the piss out of him. But listen, I mean, that's what I like about Craig. He just takes it on the chin, laughs, and he just moves on, doesn't he? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all good banter. All good banter.
Yeah.
That's what he loves it, really. He loves it.
Just before we wrap it up, AFC comments here. Jason Anthony, if you combine without winning a league title, the League Cup, Europe Trophy, FA Cup, he comes to 86 years. That's an utter disgrace. And he follows his in 21 years without a league title, 30 years without a European trophy, 31 years without a League Cup, 4 years without an FA Cup. Not good enough.
True.
No, it's not. It's true. It's facts. It's facts. But what does this manager want to do? Does he want to win anything? Or does he just want to get paid 12.5 million a year and just keep qualifying for the top 4 and getting Champions League?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's it. No more to be said about it. But the plastics will accept it.
There you go.
Oh no, I shouldn't say that. No, I shouldn't say that because I'm a plastic fan. Because I don't go to games.
You are, Jez. You are. You're right at the top of the list, mate. And do you know what, Jez? I heard a slight rumor that you're on season 10, episode 14 of AFTV. Is that true?
Well,
I'm joking.
I'm sad to have to admit it. But no.
No.
Not a cat in hell's chance.
Bloody hell. All right, so we're actually coming up to nearly an hour and 56 minutes. Fuzzy, what's the next couple of games you obviously got West Ham, and also what's the next 2 games that Man United have got before we go?
I'm pretty sure. Well, West Ham. I think Chelsea are in there somewhere. Crystal Palace, I think, or Leicester. No, I think it's Leicester. We've got them in the next round of the cup. Yeah, so Leicester, Fenerbahce midweek, of course, this week on Thursday. Jose Mourinho away. That'll be interesting.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So yeah, Leicester at home midweek after West Ham. Chelsea at home after that in the Prem. PAOK or PAOK, however you want to pronounce it. I think it's like some Greek club. In the Europa League midweek there. Then back to Leicester in the league, and then Ipswich after that.
Interesting one. Interesting. So on that note, what have you got coming up this week, Fuzz?
Well, midweek, good, the bad, and the ugly. I'll probably have to do a preview show for the or preview video for the Fenerbahce, Fenerbahce game on the Tuesday. Quite a busy week with work, so I've got quite a bit of occupation going on this week. But good, the bad, and the ugly on Wednesday, which we will don't have a choice; it'll be there for that show. Match reaction on the evening of the Thursday after the game. Get the thoughts and verdicts, and then followed by the match predictions or previews for the West Ham game on the Friday, perhaps. So maybe we could do something for that on the Friday if you're around Friday night. Match prediction for that, and we'll go over a few things there. And I think that maps out my week, I believe.
Thank you very much.
Nice one.
Colin's got a question here for Jez and Anthony. Who is their favourite player since he's been a supporter of Arsenal?
Quite a few. I'll start with my first watched back in the late 60s. John Radford, great player, legend, great striker. Moving on from there, Liam Brady, brilliant, absolutely brilliant player. Frank Stapleton, turncoat, but a great player. He pissed me off when he went to Man United after he won. I don't even want to mention it. Then we lost to West Ham. But there we go. All-time greatest player I've ever seen at Arsenal Football Club for me is Dennis Bergkamp. Legend. Absolute. Oh my God, you put that picture up. Jesus Christ. I can't believe you've done that.
And they were in the fucking lower division than us, weren't they? Were they in Division 2 then, West Ham? We were the Division 1. Do you know what, Jez? That cup final, what's behind town, I was 1 year old.
Were you?
1.
I was 18. Yeah. Fucking hell. And it's ingrained on my heart. That is ingrained. It's like a stab wound, you know. Disgrace. That was disgrace. Trevor Brooking, admirable player. Oh, for fuck's sake, got out there now. Tell you to see facts.
Now that brings up bad memories. CFAX and Teletext. Jesus.
Dear, oh dear. Remember that? You used to come back from the games and your first thing you put on was CFAX to see what the other results were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll load up. Well, you've got the chance to wait for the scores coming. Matt, what's your channel coming up? You'd like to give your channel a shout out and what you've got coming up, please?
Yeah, this week we've got match previews. I'm sure Craig's got some celebrity up his sleeve somewhere for the Villa game. Last time he managed to get Richie from 5. I don't know if he'll be that lucky this time. That's if anybody can remember even who 5 are. We've got our cherry picking podcast, and we've also got our new show, the Late Night Football Show, which we started last week. So yeah, there's a few things coming up. I'm sure Craig's got some other bits he probably not told me about. But, yeah, find us on YouTube, Twitter, every platform. Spotify's got us on everything.
Oh, brilliant. So
this
what
guy
do you
up
actually
here,
do
he was
yourself
on
then?
time.
What is your involvement in the channel then? If it sounds like Craig's doing all of the stuff.
Well, you say I say that it's me that does quite a bit of it. I do the cherry picking podcast. I do the player interviews. And I do the new football show. He does. He interviews Harry Redknapp a lot. His favorite one to interview. But yeah, Craig does a lot of reaction stuff. He does a lot of previews, and he obviously does the cherry picking podcast with me. But yeah, it's kind of a team effort, to be fair, between the two of us.
That's good.
Good. It's all good. It's. I mean, I personally like doing like the player interviews and stuff like that. It's quite one that I like to enjoy. But it's very much a partnership, to be fair.
Good. That's
good channel. Good channel.
It is a good channel. Yeah.
We do put some effort into it. I must admit. I mean, there's some long evenings that we. Especially I like do a lot of the graphics and stuff for it, so I do put some long evenings in, and Craig's always emailing and trying to get people to come on the show and stuff like that. So yeah, between us it's quite a bit of work, but we enjoy doing it. We just love talking about Bournemouth Football Club and football in general, so that's kind of the passion behind it, really.
Brilliant. I like this one here. Arsenal Manic teletext game cheats. Teletext dating in brackets never used.
Yeah.
If you
I actually met Harry Redknapp a couple of months ago. Do you remember I told you saying? I went to the there was a charity thing. It was rugby players against football players. Obviously ex-rugby, ex-football, and he was the manager of the football ones. And I actually spoke to him, and believe it or not, he's actually a nice guy. He did say Craig was a prick, but don't quote me about that. I'm
just. Yeah, I bet he did.
Lee's asking, what is the channel called again?
It's called Up the Cherries in All Departments. Abbreviated is UTCIAD.
As you can see next to his name there, Lee, that's where you'll find him.
Yeah, and like I say, we're on YouTube and everything, every platform.
And we know sometimes they say lateness is greatness. Well, we can say lateness, but I won't say any greatness to these two guys. Welcome to Dermot from Tottenham Hotspur FC Till I Die. Looking forward to next week. Coming you Spurs, he said with 4-1. And obviously, he couldn't get himself on him, unfortunately. Good evening, Jose, Eltel, Cucurell. Good evening, gentlemen. Hope you're keeping well. We had a good show earlier. Good
I watched that show he was on with Matt. It Friday? Was it Friday or Saturday?
Yeah, Friday night. Yeah. He joined us. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Good evening, Ryan. I'll be good. Good evening, Tony and Co.
Yeah, well.
What's the channel? I'll post the link. So, Up the Cherries in all departments, as it says there. So, as we get his name off there.
Cherries in all departments, yeah.
Please like and subscribe to this great channel. Big up to all of you. Thank you very much, Dermot. Appreciate that. Bargav, hope you're keeping well. El Coquerel, London sunk this weekend. Did the Thames overflow in certain parts? Yeah, all right, mate. All right. I always remember Bournemouth Beach during the summertime in the 1980s. And obviously big up in that as well. Good day, David Shear. Fucking Spurs. Good day, Tony Cobber. Hope you keeping well, David. Thanks for coming in as well. Jez, what have you got coming up yourself, and where can people find you?
Well, you can find me on the YouTube shoot Arsenal is shit. Basically, that's my channel. No, seriously, it's Arsenal history and more. Tomorrow, I will be on the weekly show lead, Kenny, the weekly podcast. Wednesday, I'm doing my weekly chat show, 6 o'clock, as always, with Kenny and guests. I get on. Yeah, and then I don't know. I'm pretty late in the week. I might do a preview show for the upcoming Liverpool game. So I might try and drag some poor, unsuspecting Liverpool fan on for that and give them a roasting, basically. But yeah, there you go.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And there you go, guys, in the chat. This is Matt and Craig's channel. So if you want to go over there, give them a share, like, and subscribe. Two good guys. Don't get what Anthony says and that. I think they're all right, but Good day, buddy. They're doing well. Bournemouth had Solanke playing yesterday. They would have definitely scored 4 or 5 goals. Totally agree on that, because I think there was a few balls delivered in the box that was definitely Solanke areas, basically, before.
Yeah, no, it's definitely true, that is.
Anthony, where are you going to be found? Your good self.
I thought he was going to say, what have I got coming up? I was going to say nothing. I need to get some blue pills off the Jez. You have to send them in the pill, in the post. Sorry, but
they're a pound each.
Pound each. Oh, bargain. Jesus,
Go,
put me down for 2 boxes. Yeah, what have I got coming up? I got coming up on. We're not going to do a show Tuesday. We're going to do a show on Wednesday with Lee, who was on the show earlier on Football Dad's Army. Me and McManus is going to be on there. We're going to be talking about our beloved team, the Arsenal, and then some other football teams as well. And then we're going to go into a prediction league, and we're going to bring up the fantasy football league as well and see how everybody's doing in that. And then, the night before, we're going to be doing the bad, the good, the bad, the ugly. I believe you're the ugly one, thing. So I seen on YouTube earlier. Yeah.
Indeed.
And so, hey, listen.
Anthony, I've got the wife's made you a new mug. We don't know what happened. I went down to the post office, showed them the receipt. They came back to me last Thursday. They don't know where it went, so they've compensated me, so we're sending you a new one. God knows what happened there.
All right then.
Aaron
that's
got
fine.
Aaron's.
Do you need me to resend my address to you or no? Or you've got it?
No, I've got it.
You got it. Okay.
But I will
Don't
check
air it out. Don't air it out.
Offline, I will check it with you because you sent it to me and I wrote it down on the thingy bobby. Royal Mail, don't know what happened, and I don't know, mate. But she's made you another one, and she's going to send it out. I posted them the same post office the same day.
Yeah.
Aaron got his on the Saturday, so God knows what happened to yours. I don't know.
Yeah.
Big up to Tekken as well. London's white this weekend. Coming your Spurs up, all's good, everyone. Yeah, all good, mate. And you must be very good for your weekend as well. Anthony, what's Bristol Rovers tractor mug?
No, I don't.
That ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
He just wants a model tractor.
But a Bristol Rovers mug, that is. Yeah, I would.
I've got this for you. All right. Asti.
Oh, superb, Jez. Oh, brilliant. Is it lamb and mint?
Oh, no idea. No idea.
He was saying, just drive down to Bristol and drop the mug off. Be easier.
Yeah, well, funny enough, I could do that in December. We're going down to Rick Stein's in Padstow, so I could sort of throw it up to you.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. That'd be same.
Yeah, so as we know, Wednesday, me, Fuzzy, and Anthony will be back on the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Fuzzy is actually on the good for a change, so you're on the bad, Anthony, and we're definitely ugly at the moment. There's no two ways about that. And then Friday, I'll come with you, Fuzzy, and that we'll do a reaction show for the West Ham Man United game, and then possibly at midnight I shall be on the stoop with Lolo and the crew from Boston to go from there, and then obviously Sunday we're back doing this show. So
was that on the soup?
On the soup, yeah, that's the one. On the syrup, on the syrup, like we said before.
Soup.
On the syrup. We're on Bournemouth flogging those mugs.
Oh, Jez, don't have it, Jez. Don't have it.
Harsh.
But thanks everyone for being in the chat and sticking around with us. Is Clint Eastwood making an appearance for Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Well, Anthony, you do a good impression, don't you, Clint Eastwood?
I don't know. Go ahead. Make my kid. No, you don't. You shit.
You have to work.
Fuzzy looks more like Clint Eastwood.
I've got a painting. I've literally got a painting of Clint Eastwood just outside my bedroom door for the hallway, painted by my granddad.
Oh wow!
Literally.
Yeah, Jimmy Carr laugh. There you go, David. He already did it for you. You've got that. Big up to all as well. But thanks for hanging in with us. It's been an interesting week of football, and there is Fuzzy's channel as well. So if you haven't had the chance to, please go over and give him a share, like, and subscribe, just like with Jez's channel as well.
Wow, yeah, see.
And and as always, that's the way we end the night off. And it has a good impression of a prick. Oh wait, that's actually him.
Dropping bombs.
Yeah, he's bloody. He's a nightmare, that Yeti, isn't he? He is. That right, Yeti? Yeah. See, look, what are you on about? What are you saying, Yeti? Hey, what are you saying?
Brilliant. Other than that, people in the chat, thanks for hanging around with us and that, and we are out. So we'll see you next time. Take care for now, and enjoy the rest of your week. Take care, all.
Take care, all.
Bye.